Hi Dad. So I'm recording this video. It's Monday morning. Looks like it's going to be another beautiful day today. Right now my weather app says that it's actually going to be 72 degrees, sunny skies all day long. It's November 9th, so that's certainly pretty unusual. I think that the weather later on this week is going to turn a little bit sometime midweek because the remnants of a couple of storms are going to pass through the area. So I think we're going to get some rain and then it's going to be a little bit cooler. So we're not going to have this 70-degree weather. Maybe tomorrow, but then that's it. So yesterday we went to Boston. We visited Peter and Tim. It was Jake and Ilana and Beth and I visited. And Beth played tennis in Westport in the morning, and I walked the doggies and I ran, and then we left here around 10 o'clock in the morning, and we arrived at Peter's place at around 12:30 in the afternoon. We stayed outside on his patio area. It was very nice. It was set up with a couple of tables so we could sit outside and we could sit apart, and we shared a nice lunch, a vegetarian lunch. It was like a very nice vegetable lentil soup, really good. And we talked for a while, and then we took really a small walk to the Bunker Hill Monument. And when we got back, it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so we headed home. So all in all, it was about 5 hours of driving and 2.5 hours of visiting, and it was very nice. When we originally made these plans, we made them a couple of weeks ago. We were hoping that we'd be able to visit you, but then your caretaker had that COVID diagnosis, and they stuck you in a quarantine. So we knew that wasn't going to happen, that we were not going to be able to visit you. But we decided to come anyway, just to visit with Peter and Tim, because certainly Jake and Ilana and Beth, they haven't seen them for a while. So when they finally do release you to rehab and then you're out of quarantine and they tell us that you're able to take some visitors, then we will come back down again and we will visit you. So these days we're trying to figure out how to handle Sammy's return from Oberlin to Westport. It's going to happen, I think, 2 weeks from today. So here's the situation there. Sammy actually comes home for the semester on November 23rd. Again, that's 2 weeks from today. The school has a logic that they don't want kids to come home for Thanksgiving. This is the same as a whole bunch of colleges. They don't want kids to come home for Thanksgiving and interact socially with family units and then come back to school because to finish the semester just for a couple of weeks and then to come home again. They think that's too risky, and they think that it would be much more likely to spread COVID that way. So what they have decided to do is that everybody comes home for Thanksgiving, and then they finish the semester on a remote basis only. So they stay home. And then if all goes well, she goes back to school in the first week of January for second semester. But here's the wild card that they threw in. They are actually making the kids pack everything up and take almost everything home just in case COVID gets bad enough that they have to close down the campus for the second semester. So they're letting the kids keep their belongings in their rooms with the caveat that they have to be fully packed in boxes with shipping labels and everything, just in case they have to ship everything back to us if the campus closes down, because you won't be allowed back on campus. So what this means is that Sammy basically has to pack everything in the boxes they provide. And if she has stuff left over, which she definitely will, then she has to take it home now and then bring it back later if the school opens back up in January. So the school only allocates 5 boxes to her and 2 rolls of packing tape, and they won't even tell us what size the boxes are. And that means we're going to learn, let's say in the next 5 to 7 days, how much stuff she's actually going to be able to pack and label and leave there, and how much stuff she's going to have to take home. And when she knows that, then we'll know whether she can actually fit her stuff in her friend's car so they can share a ride home, or whether she has too much stuff to take home and we have to go pick her up. So it's very complicated, and we still don't know, but we should know hopefully in the next 7 days or so. So Peter is talking about a possible renovation project on his kitchen. He's talking about actually extending the footprint of the house sideways by about 6 feet. Maybe you remember his patio area. There's a nice place to sit and stuff, but right next to his kitchen, it actually indents. There's like an alleyway that's probably about 6 feet wide or so. And it has this dead end alley on the right side next to his kitchen. And he's thinking about getting rid of that alleyway, which would, only affect some wood they have stored there and some other stuff they have stored there, but it wouldn't actually affect the real patio area where they have their garden or where they entertain other people when you walk out. So that's actually extending that area would actually enable them to extend their whole kitchen on the inside. So then what they can do is they can knock down some walls and combine a kitchen and the dining room area and make a much larger and more spacious kitchen area. So he's debating whether to do that, or then he also talked about, for the very first time, buying a second home somewhere outside the United States in a very warm weather area. And, he mentioned the Dominican Republic, for example, because it's inexpensive and they can live in gated communities and it's really very nice. And that seems to be a new idea, but he can't do both. He said he's going to do one. So I'm not sure what he'll decide to do. So today I have to call Oberlin to figure out how to pay the second semester tuition bill. I have problems every time I get onto their electronic system to pay, and I don't really know why. The Northwestern system for Jake was pretty easy. I never had a problem in the 5.5 years that I had to pay those tuition bills. But for Oberlin, this is the third semester of tuition I've had to pay, and every single time I have problems. I hope it'll be easy to fix, but I guess I'm expecting more problems as usual before it actually gets fixed, so we'll see. Today, I get a day off from exercise. I always really value these days a lot, even though I like to exercise, and it's a very important part of my life, and it's been an important part of my life for decades. It's hard to exercise, it's tiring. And so when I get days off to recuperate, I really look forward to them. I've sort of been doing the same days that I exercise by and large for many, many, many years. I work out in the same way in the same days. So I work out on both days of the weekend. I work out on Saturday and Sunday, and I work out on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I take off Mondays and Fridays to relax. And so my workout routine on Saturday and Tuesday is to do a weightlifting first, and I concentrate on shoulders and arms and chest and upper back, and then I run 5 miles on the treadmill. And on Sunday and Wednesday, I do weightlifting first, but on those days, I concentrate on my core, on my abdominals and my low back, and then I run 5 miles on the treadmill again. So that's 4 days of weightlifting out of the 5 days I work out, which means that on my last workout day, which is a Thursday, I just run 5 miles, and it seems pretty easy because I don't have to do weightlifting first, and then I get to take Friday off. So today is Monday, which means I don't have to work out today, and instead I'll just enjoy the nice weather outside, so that's going to be a great day. What else? So when Beth and I walked the dogs this morning, we talked about taking a big summer trip, even if COVID were still an issue. Of course, if it was an issue, then we'd have to take all the precautions that we can and try to be as safe as we can, and maybe even buy insurance in case the trip has to be canceled, all that sort of stuff. But, it's been very tough mentally for the kids, and this is Ilana's last summer in the house, and we don't know what Sammy's going to be doing this summer because all her usual summer activities, things that she normally had done, like festivals and things like that, those didn't happen last summer, and we don't know what's going to happen this summer. So, we thought it would be great to go someplace interesting because we haven't done that as a family since, I think, someplace interesting. We've certainly gone places to ski and things like that. I think the last interesting place we went to was Israel, and that was about 4 years ago. So, over the years, we've done a lot of things. We've done, a lot of interesting trips. We've done Costa Rica and Hawaii and Galapagos and South Africa and Israel. And of course, we've been to the Caribbean many times. and Mexico and Arizona and San Francisco, and we've skied in Colorado and at Whistler in Canada, in Vancouver, and in Lake Tahoe a few times. So lots of good stuff. But Beth and I were thinking that it may be really cool this summer to go back to Europe and concentrate on Sweden and Norway. I think I'm going to investigate going all the way to the top of Norway at Nordkapp. It's way above the Arctic Circle. It'll be 24-hour sun. It's far north. It's like going to the very top of Alaska at Prudhoe Bay, the complete top. And maybe we could do a long fjord trip. I don't know. So lots of cool stuff. But anyway, I think I'll look into that today on my day off from working out. Well, that's about it for me. I'm going to try to put a few more videos together for you to see, and then I'll see if I can cobble together some more music for you to listen to. So I love you, and I'll talk to you later.